You can't blame yourself for something future you might do.
Mom, I don't understand how I could do something like that to her.
Nora, you gotta snap out of this.
What I have to do is kill you.
Not fast enough, Flash.
Who are you?
You know who I am, Barry.
I don't know who you are.
But you do, Barry. We've been at this a long time, you and I. But I'm always one step ahead. It is your destiny to lose to me, Flash. Just as it was your mother's destiny to die that night.
Hey everybody, it's Charlie. We got new Flash footage to break down, doing a very obvious homage to Season 1 Reverse Flash versus Flash battle at the stadium. Nora goes completely crazy, so I'll try to explain what's going on, and I'll talk about the John Wesley Shipp classic Flash costume from the 90s from that promo that they released too. There's a new round of the Flash Ring giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave a Flash-related comment on the video. I'll name a new winner at the end of this. So I'll talk about this footage first, then I'll talk about the John Wesley Shipp 90s Flash costume. The big thing here is that this is the episode where they reveal what Iris does in the future that's so terrible that Nora doesn't want to have anything to do with her. Because they've been teasing it since the first episode. She does everything she can to avoid Iris's presence and just spend all of her time with Barry. We saw her in the Flash Museum, so clearly she's been thinking about this for a long time. The title of the episode is Newsflash. That's a reference to how the villain of the week's powers work. Her name is Spin. The description reads, Nora is targeted by a dangerous meta. Barry and Iris face the ultimate parenting test when Team Flash battles Spin, who has special meta tech and a dangerous agenda for their daughter, Nora. Ralph is feeling defeated until an unlikely source issues a challenge to help boost his confidence. So the whole idea is the meta of the week Spin targets Nora, and you see her in the background here, like it says XS kills Flash. Obviously, this is the meta using her tech to hypnotize Nora and to try and kill the Flash. But just because they're doing the exact same scene from that Season 1, Episode 9 Reverse Flash versus Flash battle, they're not trying to tell you that Nora is the Flash or anything like that. There's still a couple people that I see in the comments of the videos that think that she's secretly the Reverse Flash. The way they shot the Flash Museum in last week's episode put her like right in front of the Reverse Flash's costume during a lot of scenes, especially when she was looking at the future newspaper. They're mostly trying to visually reference how he casts a shadow over everything that's going on. They're not trying to tell you that he's secretly Nora or something like that. I still think that Nora is Barry's daughter, even though she might not be telling everything about what's going on in the future. She might have a couple secrets, but I still think that she's supposed to be Barry's daughter. There are a couple pictures from the episode that show you what this Spin character looks like. You can see that Nora is clearly not a fan of her. Just because the news banner that's flying around the stadium says XS kills Flash, I don't think that means the meta knows who she is, because in the comics, the villain Spin is actually using a combination of two different meta's powers to achieve the same type of effect. What he does in the comics is get people to realize their worst fears and bring them to life through his broadcasting network. But there's like the fear psychological based aspect of the power, like getting people to freak out about stuff and make it real. Then because he's a titan of the broadcasting world, he has this network of television stations that he uses to broadcast that signal to anyone that's looking at a screen. So think people looking at TVs, at cell phones, he transmits this signal, they bring their worst fears to life. So it's sort of like a hypnotic effect, and that's why Nora is going crazy. But you do wonder if this is Nora's worst fear come to life, or if it's Barry's worst fear come to life. There are also these pictures of Barry playing baseball for charity. It's the Central City Police Department versus the Fire Department. Obviously, he can't use his powers when he's pitching. I'm sure they'll have some fun with that. But now that they've done baseball in an episode, and because Stephen Amell is such a huge fan of baseball and Grant Gustin too, I'm hoping that someday they could actually do the Batman-Superman batting cages moment from the comics. If you didn't read this is actually just them having fun going to the batting cages together, wearing each other's costumes. So you see Superman wearing Batman's costume because he's got his Clark Kent glasses on top of the cowl. And this is Batman wearing Superman's costume. So it's funny for a whole bunch of different reasons, but you have Lois Lane and Catwoman in the background just watching this go on. But speaking of crossover, the whole deal with John Wesley Shipp in the 90s Flash costume, I think, is that he's playing a version of Barry Allen from another Earth because of the episode 13 from season 2. When they were traveling to Earth 2, they have a montage where you just see all the Earths of the multiverse in flashes from different ones, like you see Supergirl, you see the Legion ring, and you see a version of John Wesley Shipp in his Barry Allen costume from the 90s Flash show. Meaning that it's probably not Jay Garrick, it's actually his Barry, and they're trying to canonize the events of the 90s Flash series by saying that it happened in another universe. So my hope is that they're trying to do that during the crossover. They call it Elseworlds, so I'm assuming that this is not our Jay Garrick, it's Barry Allen from the 90s Flash series. And even though it's kind of hard to explain why he's not the same age as our Barry Allen, like there's Barry Allens in every universe, there could be one that looks like John Wesley Shipp. There's a little backbending that you have to do. Maybe he did some time traveling, or he had his version of Flash Rebirth and he's already come back from the dead. But John Wesley Shipp, the actor, was talking about the actual costume on social media recently, just praising the costume designer, like, thank you so much for doing this. Mark Guggenheim thinking this is the coolest thing that they've done in 7 years. This is actually a new picture from the crossover that he just screen grabbed from all the footage they've been shooting. So this is something that will appear during the episode with him in an office talking about whatever it is that they're dealing with. They have got to the point in the crossover where they're shooting Stephen Amell back in his Green Arrow costume and Grant Gustin back in his Flash costume. So it'll be interesting to see how they explain this. But if you didn't see it, there's actually a picture of Tyler Hoechlin when he's in his black Superman costume reading from a really ancient book that has the same Flash symbols from the beginning of season 4 and the ones that Nora was writing in her books. So the secret of what the symbols mean might have something to do with some of the big twists during the crossover. So if you've been wondering what the big secret is behind why those exist, it sounds like we won't have to wait too much longer to figure that out. But let me know what you think about them including all these big Reverse Flash Easter eggs and references and visual metaphors and episodes. It just feels like they're intending on paying off brand new face Reverse Flash sometime later this season. I'm still waiting to see how the events of these episodes are going to spill into the next arc, because Caitlyn's father seems like the next big mystery that they're going to uncover. Then after that, maybe they'll start paying off more Reverse Flash stuff. There'll be more Marvel soon. There's a new Titans episode coming on Friday, so leave all your requests in the comments below. Congratulations, Gaming with Eric. You're the giveaway winner from my last big DC video. Please email me on the About page of my channel so I can get your contact details. Click here for all my Flash Episode 3 Easter eggs and references, and click here for that new Iron Man Avengers 4 teaser. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.